Today's case is about the disappearance of the 18-years-old Natalee Holloway during a celebratory trip to Aruba with her classmates. This episode contains disturbing content. Viewers' discretion is advised. Graphic violence, murder, young victim, sexual assault. Stay here. Part 1. The day of the disappearance. On May 30th, 2005, 18-year-old Natalee Ann Holloway disappeared in Aruba. Natalee had traveled there from her hometown of Mountain Brook, Alabama, for a graduation trip with 124 of her classmates and 7 adult chaperones. That evening, Natalee went to Carlos and Charlie's, a popular bar and nightclub in Oranjestad. She was last seen leaving the club at 1:30 a.m. with Joran van der Sloot, a 17-year-old Dutch citizen, and 2 of his friends, Deepak and Satish Kalpo, aged 21 and 18, respectively. Natalee did not return to her hotel room at the Holiday Inn. Her packed luggage and passport were left untouched. Her classmates and chaperones grew worried when she did not show up for the group's scheduled flight home later that day. Alarmed, Natalee's family immediately flew to Aruba to search for her. Her mother, Beth Holloway, provided local police with Joran van der Sloot's name, which she had received from the Holiday Inn's night manager, who reportedly recognized him from security footage. Part 2. Background. Natalee Holloway was born on October 21, 1986, in Memphis, Tennessee, to Dave and Beth Holloway. After her parents divorced in 1993, Natalee and her younger brother Matthew were raised by their mother in Clinton, Mississippi. In 2000, Beth married George "Jug" Twitty, and the family moved to Mountain Brook, Alabama, a wealthy suburb of Birmingham. Natalee graduated with honors from Mountain Brook High School in May 2005. She was a member of the National Honor Society and the school's dance team, and participated in multiple extracurricular activities. Natalee had been accepted to the University of Alabama, where she planned to study pre-med on a full scholarship. The trip to Aruba was intended to celebrate the end of high school. The students stayed at the Holiday Inn. According to one of the trip's organizers, Jody Behrman, the chaperones were not expected to monitor the students' every move, but checked in with them daily. However, reports later revealed that the trip involved heavy partying. Natalee's classmates admitted that the drinking was excessive, and police statements claimed Natalee started each day with cocktails. Part 3. Initial investigation. The investigation began shortly after Natalee was reported missing. Aruban authorities, with assistance from Dutch soldiers and the FBI, launched extensive search operations. Hundreds of volunteers searched the island's beaches, hotels, and wilderness. Helicopters and divers explored the surrounding waters, but no trace of Natalee was found. Joran van der Sloot, Deepak Kalpo, and Satish Kalpo were identified as the last people to see Natalee alive. When questioned, they initially claimed that they had dropped her off at her hotel around 2 a.m. However, security footage showed no sign of Natalee returning to the Holiday Inn that night. In later statements, the 3 suspects provided different versions of events, creating confusion and suspicion. Aruban police arrested Joran and the Kalpo brothers on June 9, 2005, on suspicion of kidnapping and murder. However, due to a lack of evidence, they were released and rearrested multiple times throughout the investigation. Searches of their homes and vehicles turned up no physical evidence linking them to Natalee's disappearance. The case drew the media attention, especially in the United States. Natalee's mother, Beth, appeared on numerous television programs, criticizing the Aruban police for their handling of the case. She accused Joran and the Kalpo brothers of lying and demanded justice for her daughter. Despite these efforts, the investigation stalled. Part 4. The Dead End. By late 2005, the investigation had reached a standstill. The multiple searches led to no new evidence. A potential break came in February 2006, when Aruban police received a tip from a gardener who claimed to have seen Joran and the Kalpo brothers near the Aruba Racket Club early on the morning of May 30, 2005. Based on this information, police drained a nearby pond and searched the area, but no evidence was found. Another tip came from a jogger who reported seeing a man burying something in a landfill. The landfill was searched 3 times, with cadaver dogs assisting, but this also led to no discoveries. A piece of duct tape with strands of blonde hair was found during another search, but tests later revealed that the hair did not belong to Natalee. In 2007, a Dutch investigative team took over the case and conducted further searches and interviews. However, these efforts failed to produce any significant breakthroughs. On December 18, 2007, Aruban prosecutors officially closed the case, citing insufficient evidence to charge anyone with a crime. Part 5. Joran van der Sloot. In 2008, Dutch crime reporter Peter R. de Vries secretly recorded Joran van der Sloot confessing to being involved in Natalee's death. In the recording, Joran claimed that Natalee had collapsed on the beach and that he and a friend had disposed of her body in the ocean. However, Joran later retracted this confession, stating that he had fabricated the story. Joran's credibility came under further scrutiny when he was arrested in Peru on June 3, 2010, for the murder of 21-year-old Stephanie Flores. Flores was found dead in Joran's hotel room 5 years to the day after Natalee's disappearance. Joran later admitted to killing Flores, claiming that he lost control after she accessed his laptop and found files related to the Holloway case.
So it is true, and I'm going to ask you this, and you can say yes or no. Did you kill Stephanie Tatiana?
Yes.
You killed Stephanie Tatiana Flores, right?
Yes.
While in custody in Peru, Joran was charged in the United States with extortion and wire fraud. He had contacted Natalee's mother, Beth Holloway, in 2010, offering to reveal the location of Natalee's remains in exchange for $250,000. Beth paid him $25,000 up front, but Joran provided false information about the location of her daughter's body. The U.S. government requested Joran's extradition to face these charges, but he remained in Peru to serve his sentence for the murder of Stephanie Flores. Part 6. Catching the Killer. In 2012, Joran van der Sloot was convicted of murdering Stephanie Flores and sentenced to 28 years in a Peruvian prison. During his trial, he displayed little remorse. Meanwhile, the U.S. charges against Joran for extortion and wire fraud remained unresolved. In June 2023, Joran was extradited to the United States to face trial for these charges. During the trial, prosecutors presented evidence of Joran's emails and recorded meetings with Beth Holloway's representative, which proved that he had knowingly provided false information to extract money from Natalee's family. On October 18, 2023, Joran pleaded guilty to the extortion charges and, during the proceedings, confessed to killing Natalee. He stated that he had bludgeoned her with a cinder block after she rejected his sexual advances, and then disposed of her body in the ocean.
Plus, she asked to go back to her hotel, but I was just trying to get dropped off a little bit further away from her hotel, so we could walk back to her hotel, and I might still get a chance to be with her.
Okay.
That's what I was hoping for.
Okay. So what happens?
Yeah, Deepak drops me off at a place a little right of the Marriott hotel known as the Fisherman's Huts. This place is not so far from, the next hotel is the Marriott, and the next hotel after that is another Marriott, which is a timeshare, and then it's the Holiday Inn. Well, we walk along the beach.
All right. Do Deepak and Satish get out? Come with you? What happens to them?
Deepak and Satish leave. They leave. They go back to their home. I assume they go back to their home. They get in their car and they leave. I'm actually with Natalee walking along the beach. I find a space before we get to the Marriott hotel, where I lay her down. We lay down together in the sand, and we start kissing each other. I get her to kiss me again. We start kissing each other, and I start feeling her up again, and she tells me no. She tells me she doesn't want me to feel her up. I insist. I keep feeling her up either way, and she knees me. She ends up kneeing me in the crotch. When she knees me in the crotch, I get up on the beach and I kick her extremely hard in the face. she's laying down unconscious, possibly even dead, but definitely unconscious. And I see right next to her there's a huge cinder block laying on the beach.
When you say cinder block, looking at the walls of this place, is it like those?
The exact same cinder blocks. I see a huge cinder block laying on the beach. I take this and I smash her head in with it completely. Her face basically, collapses in. Even though it's dark, I can see her face is collapsed in. Afterwards, I don't exactly know what. I'm scared. I don't know what to do, and I I decide to take her and to put her into the ocean. So I grab her and I half pull and half walk with her into the ocean. I push her off. I walk up to about my knees into the ocean, and I push her off into the sea. After that I get out. I walk home.
Conclusion. The body of Natalee Holloway has never been found. Joran van der Sloot has never been formally charged or tried for Natalee's murder, although he has confessed to killing her multiple times. May Natalee Holloway rest in peace, and may her family find peace and closure as well. Thank you for staying until the end of this first episode. I hope you liked this first video. You're watching Hidden Evidence, and I'll see you soon with another case.